all you nerdlings out there in YouTube land, I got a different video for today. I'm going to try to keep this one short because it's military adjacent. Not full-on military, but it is an antique store find. It's actually going to be doing a favor for the guys at the store. They asked me to take a look at this good little guy right here. And they want me to basically zhuzh it up a bit. So the biggest problem you can see, well, I'll show you what it is in case you can't tell. It's a telescope. It's got your little protector for your glass. This side's missing it. You've got a leather wrap on it here that is completely torn and worn and no more good. We also have quite a bit of verdigris up on the top part here. That's that green oxidization. So I'm going to hit that with my carding wheel, the same one I use for the firearms. I'm going to buff it up just a little bit on the buffing wheel, and hopefully we'll have something that's presentable and people will actually want to buy and put in their house. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, first thing we want to do is just get the leather off. We'll have a look at that. I want to save that wire wrap for later. I'm just going to use it to help possibly hold everything in place, but I'm going to go the ultra cheap route with this, and I'm actually going to use hot glue. But I say ultra cheap, that's just in the gluing part. I am going to be using real full grain leather. I'm not going to be using pleather or anything like that, so hopefully that will give it a bit of substance when you pick it up. I find real leather when you pick it up feels quite a bit warmer than the vinyl or artificial stuff. This wire wants to make me look like a fool. Okay, I won't save all the wire. So there's the leather. Man, it is some cheap ass leather. So I'm gonna just put that aside, save that for my template. You can see this whole thing has been hit with verdigris quite a bit. It does disassemble a little. That's not really the goal of what I'm doing here today. There you go. I don't think that needs any cleaning. There's the back end. There's the inner tube. Inner tube, get it? Well, it's not a joke. It actually is what it is. But it sounds like it's part of a car. See the verdigris coming off of my hands. Alright. I do believe this probably also comes off. The inscription I'm talking about is right there. We'll get to that when we're finished cleaning everything up. That's pretty nice. It's amazing how much these things come apart, actually. We'll give that a bit of a cleaning before we reassemble everything. Set a little brass pieces aside. I can tell you one thing, guys, that's been irritating. Is I've been having trouble with my microphone. And it's not actually the microphone, it's the USB cable of all things. So if for any YouTubers out there that are using Yetis and you're getting cracking and popping, mess around with your with your USB, and you should be good to go. All right, I'm going to set that aside because we don't need that because we have the existing leather. And this is going to be my replacement leather here. Here we go. That's going to be the replacement leather. Just got to figure out where I want to cut it from. This is a fairly big piece. A letter. Yes, the letter. What letter does a letter start with? Alright. Finding a place to work is probably going to be the hardest part. Alright. Upside down. I'm going to be using a permanent marker. It is, as it suggests, permanent, so if this is an expensive piece of leather you do not want to destroy, then my suggestion would be don't use a permanent marker. because you can't undo it. But no one's going to see this side, so... So when I go to cut this, I'm going to be cutting along the outside part of the red because there was a bit of shrinkage with time, at least on the middle part. This long seam here, there's been some shrinkage. So, oops. Make sure everything stays flat. All right. I'll just pick up this missing corner with my ruler. Pick up here with the ruler. Now I was saying, what you don't want to do is, I might run that thing through the wire brush. You could use a pair of scissors. They do cut. This is fairly thin leather. But for the best result, use a nice sharp knife. There we go. Leather cut to size. Toss the scrap aside. Scissors away. Marker away. Alright, I think what I'm going to do, as I was saying before, there seems to be an awful lot of verdigris built up on here. It has something to do with the glue. So I'm going to hit that with my wire wheel. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, well, I have hot glue heating up here to glue the leather on. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, the verdigris here. So you can see there's verdigris there. I don't want to go too aggressive at this point because I don't want to damage the metal, but I'll show you. You can see it's, oops, sorry guys. You can see right there that it's just peeling right off. It's sitting on the surface. So I'm going to hit this with the wire wheel and I'm going to give it a light polish. And sorry, it's not on video because that's the device I'm using right there. And if I were to try to film it while doing it, all you'd see is my butt. And I don't even think my wife likes looking at my own butt. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, give you a quick update there. There's the verdigris is gone. If I were doing a preservation, meaning not wanting to take it any further, this is where I would stop. But I'm going to hit it with a buffing wheel, and I'm going to be using the black polish. Okay, kind of cleaned up. You can see it's definitely been polished, and it still looks a little spotty, as you can tell. In order to cure that problem, I can't really get to my low order Varsol, but I'm just going to use a little bit of lighter fluid. Now, keep in mind, guys, lighter fluid's flammable, so don't be stupid and smoke and do stupid things around lighter fluid. No, I'm doing just cleaning off the polishing compound. Alright, I'm going to leave that at that. The one thing you can kind of tell, too, is it's showing all the little dings and dinks and doodads and knobby stuff that has been result of, what, almost 200 years of sitting around doing probably close to nothing. Alright, hot glue gun is warmed up. So, all I'm going to do is add a line of glue to the leather. Well, actually, I'm going to do it, to the leather. The leather's slightly more insulated than the brass, so this glue will stay a bit sticky a bit longer. Have it on high heat to keep the glue at its hottest. So now that I got that, simply going to line up the edge Press it down. Ow. Hot glue is hot. Here. Don't be afraid to pick something like this apart when you're working on it. It's the only way to find the weak points. Again, pushing that up. The glue's now touching in between the seam to the other leather. So that's providing almost mechanical adhesion, but not quite. Alright. Have a little bit of leather overlapping right here. Just take the knife. There we go. Now for this back part here, I think I'm going to use a pair of scissors. Start with the scissors, switch over to the knife. Leather really wants to be cut with a knife, guys. So that's, if you're ever working with leather, number one tip is cut it with a knife. It's not as obvious as it seems. You pick up leather and it seems thin and I wouldn't say weak, but it seems thin and workable. Try and keep the glue off the threads, or that way I won't be able to put it back together if I get glue on the threads. Alright, looks good. I'd say done with that leather. Last thing to do is just unplug the hot gun. So I got little pieces like this. This eyepiece here doesn't need much work, nor does this, but they're going to get a little buffing anyway. So I'm going to see if I can disassemble this a bit further. Okay, everything's been polished, but not cleaned yet. Not cleaned yet. So let's just give it a quick clean-a-ma-do. Close up there. Let's see. You can see there's an engraving on there. I'm going to see if I can make that pop a little bit. And in order to make it pop, I'm going to use permanent marker. I'm going to take the same rag, I can actually read it now. JP Cuts, Lithan and Son, Optician to Her Majesty, Sheffield and London. So Her Majesty would put you in Victorian time, not His Majesty. It's not Edwardian or anything like that. But regardless, it's a nice piece. It's a family company, or not company, but it's a family heritage company kind of thing. Screw. And voila, you have a spy scope with the engravings. You can spy on your neighbors, you can spy on your friends, you can spy on your enemies, you can spy on whoever you want. Alright guys, I know this is a bit of old school compared to some of the early videos I was doing. It's similar. It's out there because I had to do this work and I thought I'd film it for you guys. So please like and subscribe. There won't be a ton of these, to be honest. The gun tubers are really controlling my life. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, thank you everyone, and thanks to the guys. If you want to buy this, actually, you can get it down at St. Clair Antiques. You can give them a call. They'll ship anywhere in the world. Or you can just hop down and pick it up yourself. And if you like this, I have other things similar at the store most of the time, but inventory changes, so keep an eye out. Alright guys, thanks again.